Alright, so before we get into the video, we're going to be doing all of the post-fight reviews that we have left. So we're starting off with Tuivasa versus Greg Hardy. So Tuivasa knocks out Greg Hardy in the first round, which started out was like a good fight. And the Tuivasa improves to 13 wins with 4 losses. So like, good win from Tuivasa. He did get put on stanky legs at first from Greg Hardy, but then Greg Hardy played stupid and then tried to brawl with him, and then he got knocked the hell out. That's what you should not do against a guy like Tuivasa, because Tuivasa carries a lot of power, and he paid the price. Um, good win for Tuivasa. I would like to see him fight like somebody like kind of like what he said in the top 10. And it's so it's so disgusting of how this guy drinks a beer out of random people's shoe. I think it's disgusting. What if someone had athlete's foot and and then you're drinking out of their shoe? Come on. Like, for real, man. Like, I think it's just disgusting, but definitely again good win for Tuivasa. You know, Man, that dude got a lot of power, man. As for Greg Hardy, I don't know, man. Like the thing is, he got good form. He can be. He has technical, striking skills, but weak chin, dude. And he wasn't. And again, he was not fighting smart at all. Like he was brawling with Tuivasa, and then he got caught. And the dude has the dude has like what like he has 12 knockouts for a reason, bro. So, he can most definitely put you to sleep, and obviously, and he did get put to sleep. He was looking at the stars once that fist came and freaking collided on his freaking face. But anyways, yeah, congratulations to Tuivasa. Sean O'Malley beats the hell out of Chris Matinho and gets a TKO in the third round, and he improves to 14 wins with 1 loss. So, my thoughts on it, like, good win for Sean O'Malley, man. He put on a clinic, he beat the crap out of him. Literally, Matinho's face looked like a red Patino. I mean, not a red Patino, but a red potato. But you cannot leave without giving credit to Chris Matinho, because obviously we knew that Chris Matinho didn't have a chance at all against Sean O'Malley, but he showed a lot of heart, and he showed that he wanted it, you know, and the chin, and Chris Matinho got a chin on him too. He was taking a lot of punishment, and he was just trying his best to, try to punch Sean O'Malley. He did get him with some shots, but Sean O'Malley was just obviously just way too technical and way too much for Chris Matinho. I thought the fight could have gone on longer, but just like what Derek Lewis said, it's Herb Dean's fault. So like I think that the fight could have gone on. But I mean, yeah, he was taking a lot of punishment. I mean, I have mixed feelings about the call. Like I think like it should have gone on because he wasn't like knocked down at the point, or like he wasn't you know knocked out, or just he didn't give up. But I also think it was the right choice because again, Matinho was taking a lot of shots. He was eating the jab. He couldn't do anything about the jab of Sean O'Malley. And he was just getting beaten up. His face was all busted up. And, he was just taking way too much punishment, dude. Just way too much punishment. And just, like, I think that Herb Dean was just like, okay, you're gonna kill him. I'm just stop it. I do see what he's coming from. But I'm leaning more towards, he it could have gone on longer. I feel like it could have gone on longer. I don't know how. I think there was like a minute left. I'm not sure. I have to look, but I think there was like a minute left into the fight. I think that Matinho could have lasted he could have lasted a bit longer, you know. But like it was a very good win for Sean O'Malley. I would really like to see him fight Dominic Cruz. I feel like Dominic Cruz is actually ducking him, you know, because Sean O'Malley keeps calling him out, but I feel like Dominic Cruz just doesn't want the smoke. I might sound like a biased fan of Sean O'Malley. I'm not like a biased fan, but I'm just saying, like Sean O'Malley been calling him out for a while now, and I think it's time for them to fight. If they fought, if I would make my prediction right now, it could change, but I would probably have to lean more towards Sean O'Malley. I think that Sean O'Malley would do enough to win. I think he would. I think it would be either a points win or maybe a stop. I'm more confident on the points win though. It'll be a really good fight though. But congratulations to Sean O'Malley. And again, you cannot leave without giving respect to Chris Matinho, because he showed a lot of heart in that fight. So yeah. Gilberto Ramirez stopped Sullivan Barrera in the 4th round and improves to 42 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 28 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it, very good win from Gilberto. He showed that, he can box very well. He showed that, he can be aggressive. And he showed that, like, he got good footwork, I feel like his footwork's a bit underrated. Um, as for Sullivan Barrera, I'm just say this: Sullivan Barrera, in my opinion, has to be the softest light heavyweight. I know I might be a bit too harsh on him. Like, I know that he can be good, but this dude is so soft. It's like, for how built this guy is, this guy he could not handle body shots at all from Gilberto. Like, you're that built and you're that muscly, but you can't handle a body shot. It's like you work on your body for like that long, to make that body form, but then you still like get dropped by a body shot. Like, yeah, Gilberto does carry power, but still, man, you gotta be kidding me, man. We all know Zerto was gonna destroy Sullivan Barrera, but man, dude, Sullivan Barrera, I think he needs to retire. He's just a gatekeeper now. He's been a gatekeeper for a while now. Definitely good win for Gilberto. I would really like to see him versus somebody like, like what he said, Dimitri Bivol or, like Archer Bertabiev. Um, I honestly would pick him to beat, Dimitri Bivol. Him versus, Archer Bertabiev would be a really, really competitive fight, man. Like, that would be really competitive. I think the right choice would be Archer Bertabiev, but I'm not confident on that pick at all. It would be a good fight, but at the right now, I would choose Archer Bertabiev to beat him on points. But again, my mind can change, and again, I'm not confident on that pick. But Gilberto now needs a bigger fight now, like either like Dimitri Bivol or Archer Bertabiev. Maybe go up the cruiserweight. No, not right now, but he just needs a bigger fight, man. Definitely needs a bigger fight. Because I think it's time for him now to, get a bigger fight. Because literally, his biggest fight was Arthur, like was Arthur Abraham, I think that's his name, and then Jesse Hart. I do know who Archer Abraham is, but I mix between it being Archer or Arthur. I'm not sure. But yeah, man. But definitely good win for Gilberto. I'm very glad he won. I wanted him to win from the start. Wasn't the biggest fan of Sullivan Barrera. I always thought that, I used to like Barrera, but I think he's just too old now. I just think it's time for him to retire. Like, I think I just think he needs to retire. As for Gilberto, again, I would really like him to fight somebody like Dimitri Bivol or Archer Bertabiev. Like, that would be a really good fight. Like I don't know. I think he'll be Bivol. It'll be a tough fight between him and Bivol. My mind can change, but him versus Bertabia for that, like my mind can change, but I think the right choice right now will be Archer Bertabia. But anyways, very good win for Gilberto Ramirez. Joseph Jojo Diaz defeats Javier Fortuna by a unanimous decision and improves to 32 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it, I mean, like it was an okay performance by Joseph Diaz, but he was showing a lot of holes in that fight. It's like whenever he curls up, whenever like Javier Fortuna, he like curls up whenever Javier Fortuna starts throwing punches, and then once he stops throwing punches, that's when he starts punching. And also he showed that he's very slow with his footwork, and also those scorecards were complete bias. Those were way too far apart. Like I thought it was at least like 114-114 a draw, or 115-114 for Diaz. Um, like Diaz edged it in my opinion, but those scorecards were way too close, man. Like come on now. As for Javier Fortuna, man, like I chose him to beat this guy, but he was not really letting his hands go like how he usually does. He always does that when he's fighting guys that are top level. It's like oh my gosh, dude. It was like I don't know why he wasn't throwing the combos that he was doing against Diaz, and I don't know why he wasn't driving Diaz to the ropes. I don't know what the hell was going on in his mind, but I feel like the game plan was just to outbox Diaz, because since he's bigger and stronger than him. Clearly, that did not work, because Diaz is also a boxer himself. Not saying I rate his boxing that highly, but he also can box too. I just don't know why he didn't go into the fight like throwing those mean, really accurate, hard combos, dude. I just don't know why, man. Overall, it was a good fight, but those scorecards were way too wide, dude. Way too wide, but I guess, congratulations to Jojo Diaz on the victory. Sunisa Super Beta Estrada dominates Tenkai Tsunami by a very wide unanimous decision and improves to 21 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it, very, very, very good win from Sunisa Estrada. I thought this fight was going to be close. No, in my opinion, I thought this fight was completely one-sided. I had it 10 rounds to 0 for Sunisa. Very good win for Sunisa. Very dominant. I have like, I have one thing to say about Estrada. Like, the thing she needs to fix whenever Tenkai, was throwing, it's like, she starts brawling with her, and then she kept getting caught, by Tsunami. Especially when you're fighting somebody like Tsunami, who has a lot of power, and you were getting caught like that. Like, that's not good at all. Because if you're gonna fight somebody in the top, I don't know who in the top right now. I think her and what's her name? Marlon Esparza is supposed to get a rematch or something like that. But yeah, so that was the only thing with Sunisa. It was like she kept getting hit by Tsunami with that just the same shot every time, and whenever she was like brawling with Tsunami. You're not supposed to brawl with somebody like Tsunami, who has a lot of power for like women, for a girl in women's boxing, you know. So but other than that, very good win for Sunisa. Very dominant, you but that was really the only nitpick I had with her in that fight. But she was very dominant. And then again, apparently her and Marlon Esparza are, I think, about to fight again. Me personally, I'm not interested in that fight. I thought that I mean, I get why, but I'm not interested in it because, again, Sunisa, she won that fight fair and square, and she didn't, and Marlon Esparza didn't have the best performance against Zamora, and I feel like this time I think that Sunisa is gonna stop her, to be honest. Because if she got dropped by somebody like Zamora, what the hell do you think is going to happen again when you fight Sunisa Estrada? Even though in that fight, excuse me, even in that fight, I thought that Marlon Esparza just barely won. I just don't see her beating Sunisa. I think she's gonna get stopped in the second fight. I think Sunisa is gonna stop her. Either a very wide unanimous decision like this fight, or Sunisa Estrada stopping her. I just don't think skill wise that she has a chance out of hell to freaking beat Sunisa Estrada. Like but after that fight, I would really like her to maybe go up in weight to like maybe light flyweight or something like that. Cause she's just gonna clear out the minimum weight division. To be honest, she's just gonna clear out that division. So, but congratulations to Sunisa Estrada on the victory. But anyways, on to the video. Hey, what's up, y'all? Preston from Fight Media 360 here. So this is a quick preview and prediction for Islam Makhachev versus Thiago Moises. So before we get into all this, obviously, this fight is this weekend, July the 17th. This is actually on the same day as Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano. So I don't think a lot of people are going to pay attention to this. I'm going to watch it because this will be on my computer. Well, I'm going to be watching the Castano fight on the TV. I know y'all really give... I know y'all don't really give a damn about what I do, but I'm just saying. But now let's talk about their stats, and then the odds, and then what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with Islam Makhachev. So Islam Makhachev comes into the fight with a record of 19 wins, 1 loss. He stands at a height of 5'10", weighs in at 155 pounds, and fights out of Makhachev, Dagestan, Russia. So yeah. Thiago Moises comes into the fight with a record of 15 wins with 4 losses. He stands at a height of 5'9", weighs in at 155 pounds, and fights out of Indaiatuba, Sao Paulo, Brazil. And yeah. Islam Makhachev is listed as a negative 600 favorite, or 650 favorite over Thiago Moises. So now we got that out the way. So now let's talk about what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with Islam Makhachev, the big favorite. So what I would like to see from him is really just do what he does, be a very, very, very dominant wrestler. Try to choke him out. But really time the takedown, because Thiago Moises is also a submission artist and a grappler like Islam. So he needs to time it like how he does, kind of get some strikes on the feet, and really move your feet around to try to time to get the takedown. And once you get the takedown, really do not let Thiago get up, but, do not let Moises try to choke you out or anything. I think Makhachev should be fine. He just needs to be very, very dominant on the ground. Just out wrestle Moises and really just again try to choke him out and just try to spend the whole fight on the ground to just get the judge's attention and again just look for the choke. So that's really what Islam Makhachev needs to do to win. So now for Thiago Moises. So say for Thiago, I would really like him to do what I said about Islam. Like be dominant on the ground, but don't only focus on the ground. Try to strike because uh Thiago is a decent striker. Not saying it's first class, but it's decent. Um, but honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't try to look for the takedown all the time because Makhachev is an outstanding submission artist. You know, he is trained by Khabib Nurmagomedov. Um, so he does have a lot of experience of submissions and grappling. I'm not saying that Thiago can't grapple. You know, he can grapple, but it's nowhere near the skill level of grappling like Makhachev. So he needs to try to outstrike Makhachev, but it's gonna be very hard for Thiago to try to outstrike him because Islam isn't just a submission guy. He's a guy that can also he can also strike pretty well. You know, he is light on his feet. He does move around, bounce around, and he is honestly a good striker. But he's a real gangster when it comes down to the ground. So I think he just needs to try to outstrike Thiago, but then also take him down, but really try to look for the submission immediately because you can't just be on the ground not doing anything because Islam is gonna find a submission sooner or later. So if you try to go tackle Islam Makhachev to the ground or right away, you need to automatically look for the submission and try to choke him out or break his arm or something because you don't want to be on the ground for that long against a guy like Islam Makhachev. So that's really what Thiago Moises needs to do to win. So yeah. So my final prediction for this fight, I mean it's a good fight, but I think the right answer should be Islam Makhachev by a submission. The reason why is because this guy is just an actual gangster when it comes down to grappling. Like this dude is very good at grappling, and he's he's a pretty good striker too. I just feel like like Thiago will try to outstrike him, but then Islam is just pretty much beating him up on the feet, and then I feel like Thiago's gonna get pretty mad about it and just try to take him down, and then he's just being not smart, and then I think that he's gonna fall into a chokehold and get choked out. So that's why I pick Islam Makhachev. So yeah. So that's my final prediction. I got Islam Makhachev by a submission. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston from Fight Media 360, and thank y'all for watching this video.